All right, guys, welcome back to the Rlcs prediction show. Week number 5 is in the books. League play is in the books. We're here at the regional championships. We eliminated 4 teams from world championship contention last weekend. And now this weekend we have to eliminate 4 more to get down to our 8 teams from North America and Europe. It's going to be an exciting week, that is for sure. Let's go over what happened in week number 5 first. So, let's get through it, because Rogue versus FlyQuest, a very close set. FlyQuest takes the win. I feel actually extremely bad for Rogue that Joro had PC issues, because who knows what could have happened. If Joro was playing, Rogue might be in the playoffs, FlyQuest might be out. But that's not how we sit. And who knows, like FlyQuest might have still won that series, but Rogue, unfortunately, couldn't get the win there. They get the win later versus EG when it didn't matter at all for them, and EG was playing for a top 2 spot. Joro talking some smack on Twitter. Could be a spicy promotion tournament, that is for sure, between them and Splice. But hats off to Rogue for playing it out and playing extremely well at the end of the season. Now, they got to wait, though. They have to wait a while. They have to wait over a month before the promotion tournament, so they got to stay in form for that. But Rogue is out. FlyQuest was in. FlyQuest still looks good. But they still look like a pretty good team. And they've won 3 in a row. The only team to ever make top 6 after starting 0-4. So extremely impressive by them. Ghost taking out Allegiance. I think most people figured this. Like, I figured Ghost would win this. Allegiance just hasn't looked that great lately. I wonder... It depends if they survive promotion or not. I think they make a roster move, though. I think it's time. They've had the same roster for a really long time. And I think no matter what, even if they make it back to the RLCS or if they go down in the rival series, I think they make a move. I think the only thing is if they go down in the rival series, it might be harder to make a move because people may not want to join that team. Who knows? So we'll see. But I assume that they could find someone. So Allegiance also down there in the promotion. Ghost finally gets a 3-0. They get a 3-0, so they're looking like they're getting rid of their Game 5 curse by not playing in Game 5, which is always nice. Next up, G2 versus EG, a very close set. G2 takes it. It was close. It was close down in the wire. What was it? I think this was one of those reverse sweeps, right? Yeah, I believe it was. Reverse sweep, yes. G2, like, it was weird because it was an extremely strange reverse sweep because after Game 3 or during Game 3, it's like, oh, yeah, G2's the better team here. And so it wasn't as surprising that they got the reverse sweep when they just started playing well because it was like, oh, no, they clearly look like the better team over EG. So it was a weird reverse sweep, but a crucial one for G2. So G2 gets the win. JNAP's getting a hat trick in game number 5. He actually got a hat trick in both game 5s this week. So JNAP's coming up big for G2. So G2 moving on, 6-1. They're one of the top 2 world championship finishes. 3 6-1 seasons in a row. The only teams that have the same record as them at 18-3 was Dignitas and Chiefs from the last 3 seasons. So hats off to G2, another stellar league play. See if they can bring it through the regional championships and defend their title. C9 versus NRG. C9 comes out and just spanks NRG, like spanks them. A 3-0. Games were close, 3-2, 3-2, 1-0. 2 of them go into overtime, but that's really good because C9 clinched without even playing, and then they come out like, no, we want that number 1 seed. We want to show why we are the best, and they did it here. NRG kind of reeling still not looking amazing. So they have to be worried going into this playoff now versus FlyQuest. They almost got the reverse sweep on G2. The first 2 games, G2 absolutely dominated. It was 4-1, 4-1, and then they dominated Game 5 as well. But NRG's defense just fell apart. Like, the 3 games they lost, they gave up 4 goals, and 6 goals. That's a lot of goals to give up. So, NRG, they fail against G2 as well. I picked NRG. I thought that they could pull it out, but we haven't seen it. We have not seen NRG play at their best, not even close. So it's now or never for them in the regional championships versus a very hot FlyQuest. And then, of course, Rogue beating EG. We talked about that a little bit earlier. Everyone had EG there. But all in all, we both go 4-2 because you guys got the G2 pick right, but I got the FlyQuest over Rogue pick. So we both go 4-2. Moving on to Europe. I will click over to Europe as well just so we have our scores here. PSG versus Fnatic. I was relatively confident in PSG winning the series. But again, it's like so inconsistent in Europe that it's like, who knows what Fnatic will see, what PSG will see. But Fruity has come up huge for them in the final weeks of the season. Leading the team in like goals, assists, and shots, I believe. in all, like pretty much all of the offensive categories. Fruity is leading PSG, leading them to a playoff spot, leading them to the 5 seed. So PSG, hats off to them. A big sweep over Fnatic to just make that a statement. And Fnatic, again, going to the promotion tournament. 3rd season in a row for them. They won the last 2, or at least made it out of the last 2. And see if they can do it again. They haven't looked that great in Europe. It looks like the rival series teams are getting better and better, as we've seen like teams like Red Reserve that might not even make it or whatever. Beating Rlcs teams in the offseason. We'll see. We'll see who makes it out of that. I mean, there could be upsets that happen. Who knows going into this final week. But all those teams near the top look good and could take out either of these European teams. Speaking of, well, we'll talk about complexity a little bit later. Weedham Girls versus Vitality. So I actually flipped this on the desk, and I was very close to picking Vitality in my predictions, but I decided against it. But I decided over the weekend, I was like, you know what? I'm going Vitality. I think Vitality can do it. And they did. But I picked Weedham Girls here, so that none of that matters. But Vitality, huge 3-0. Again, 3 overtimes in that series. So, very close set. But Vitality got a much-needed win. And Weedham Girls gets upset and doesn't get a top 2 finish because of that series. Speaking of flip side tactics, whew, this was close. And usually it's a Cookseer show, but in Game 5, Yukio and Mystic, they stepped up. Against Mouse, Yukio had the amazing double tap. Mystic had the amazing goal line save into a goal. So really, Flipside is really starting to click on all fronts. Very, very close series. It looked like it was going to be blowout after Game 1. That was 6-2. But after that, every game was 1 goal until the final game. Flipside gets a huge win, and then Mouse was sitting there waiting to see if Flipside would take out Complexity. So we'll talk about it in a little bit. Weedham Girls, Dignitas. So this is Dignitas. They're really good. They showed why they're really good. They finally lost the game. I think I did predict a 3-1 on here. I predicted a 3-0 on the desk. But Weedham Girls got a win, and it shows that Dig is definitely vulnerable. They can definitely lose, but Dig still gets the win. And now it's going to be even harder to beat them because it's best of 7s. So it's even more difficult to put up 4 wins against Dignitas. They only lost 4 games total in the entire season. Now you have to beat them 4 times in a single series to take them out. It's going to be very difficult there. Weedham Girls, with that, basically lost their top 2. They needed Flipside and Vitality to lose, which obviously did not happen. Flipside versus Complexity. Look, this one hurt me, man. This one really did. It was great that this match meant so much to both teams. Like, Flipside, if they win their top 2, if Complexity wins, they're in top 6, and obviously that's great. You don't have to go to promotion tournament. Even if you don't make the World Championships, it's probably more important than you're in the RLCS for Season 7. And, of course, a World Championship chance would be great. And Complexity seems like they have figured it out. They played a lot better here. Again, their offense wasn't amazing, but at least they held their defense. But that's just how Complexity is playing. But they looked decent. It was a very competitive series. And I just felt terrible because it's like, Complexity is one of those teams that we've had the pleasure of their company at the World Championships these past 2 seasons. And they're great, hilarious guys. And it just sucks, like, seeing a team miss out on that. Like, it's always good to have new blood or just, like, older faces come back, like Flipside Tactics that we haven't seen. But for me, personally, it's maybe a little bit selfishness of just, like, I want everyone there, you know? I want everyone hanging out on Media Day, which is always a lot of fun to joke around the guys. Like, last season, we had a lot of fun with the Complexity guys and Dignitas. Me and Carpet were hanging out in the hotel rooms waiting for Media Day stuff, and we were just joking around about K-Dop and all this stuff. And, it's just a good time. It's just a good time. And, unfortunately, Complexity will not be there. But it looks like they're figuring it out. But again, they have over a month to promotion tournament, so they got to keep figuring it out and get ready for an extremely difficult promotion tournament. And then finally, Dig vs. Vitality turned into a hell of a series here. Dig went up 2-0, but Vitality fought back, and this was a very competitive series, showing why at the start of the season I called them a potential Dignitas killer, but probably number 2 team in Europe. And they're starting to look like it. Sure, they didn't get their top 2 finish, but they're looking strong. They're looking strong. The problem is you got to keep doing that over and over and over again. So, very competitive series. Fairy Peak played out of his mind this week. Every time Fairy Peak plays well, Vitality looks amazing. It looks like they're just having scrub, hanging in the back, just kind of chill, just make sure nothing goes in. which kind of worked here or there, but not really versus Dignitas, but it is Dignitas. And it worked really well versus Weedham Girls, but Fairy Peak doing a lot of stuff on the offensive side with Pashy, too, which is nice to see. But there it is. I go 5-1 on the day because of the PSG Fnatic, while you guys go 4-2. Almost had the 6-0. I had the 6-0 on the desk in Europe, which was pretty cool. But what does this all mean? I take the 1-game lead here. Let's check it out. The final standings of league play. We did it. We did it. We had the comeback. Twitter, you had the lead 2 weeks ago. I caught up last week, gaining the game in NA and Europe. And then this week, I take the lead in Europe. That's all that matters, and I win. Giblet finishes 15-10. Great job, Giblet. No predictions from him this week. It's been a little bit harder to... It's been very busy, we'll just say. But we got the win. That's all that matters. 38-10 on here. I think it was 39-17 technically on the season in my studio picks. But we did it. We did it, so I would have beat Twitter. Either way, eat it, Twitter. But there you go. That's the final standings for league play. Thanks for everyone who voted in all the Twitter polls. And we probably won't have Twitter polls this week. We might have them just for... We'll do it for the 2 series for fun. But I probably won't be comparing it next time around. Anyway. So there it is. The final standings. Let's go over now what really matters. And that is the regional championships. I have to do a little edit in here just to get this going. Whee! Okay, there we go. Look at that. I did that pretty quickly. All right, tournament has started. Here we go. Oh, it sucks to say goodbye to some of these teams, but let's get into it. This first series, oh, man. Energy, Garrett, and Fireburner are trying to be 6 for 6 at the World Championships. And this one's rough because they haven't looked good. They were literally 1 goal away from winning the World Championship last season. 1 play away from winning the World Championship last season. And now they're here sitting at the 4th seed, not looking that great. FlyQuest on a 3-game winning streak. FlyQuest has turned everything around. They are, like in their 3-game winning streak, where C9, Ghost, and Rogue, 2.79 goals per game. That's higher than C9's total for the season, which was a record-breaking season for NA. 2.07 goals against per game for FlyQuest. They're fixing their defense. They were 2.88 in their other series, so almost a goal better there. Everything's going well. Wonder doing a great job in the clutch playmaker. 3rd in goal percentage, or goal participation percentage as well. Garrett G got Savior of the Season, but no one cares about Savior of the Season. Just want to get the wins. But for Garrett G, like, this is a series... Not necessarily a must-win, but like he's always in the conversation as the best player in the world. Or the best player in RLCS history. Being at every single World Championship, doing amazing things. And if he loses this really hurts that stock value. Now, obviously, he can bounce back in future seasons or in like other tournaments, but this is the $1 million season. Like, Energy's been here 5 for 5, and now if it's the $1 million season, we don't have Energy at the Grand Finals. That'll be a huge disappointment for them, and honestly, probably a huge disappointment for RLCS in general. But, like, we've seen Garrett and Fireburner kind of grow throughout these seasons. Like, last season sucked. Absolutely sucked. I go to the after party. I'm sitting there. I'm talking to Garrett. I'm talking to Justin, and they're okay. And I'm like, hey, where's Fire? Because, like, the number one thing that pretty much all of us want to do is like console the team that lost after the grand finals. And the guy was like, yeah, Fire's not coming. He was absolutely devastated from losing that final because he feels like the mistakes were on him, and like that sucks. It's like, yeah, I get it, like mistakes happen, but Fire, you played out of your mind in that World Championship, and to see them not make it back to try and redeem themselves, at least get the chance of redemption, would suck. But, on the other side, it's always nice to add to the family for the RLCS World Championship. We saw FlyQuest at Gnarly, and that was really cool to see. And they're very similar to what Garrett G used to be back in season number 1. Kind of timid, kind of nervous around people, or nervous on camera, yada yada. But they will grow. FlyQuest will grow. That's if they make it. And honestly, it's great to see new faces. But as a selfish caster that have like friends from Energy, you probably want to see Energy go, but I don't think they can do it. I don't think they can. I think FlyQuest is going to take this series. I think if FlyQuest comes out hot, if they get the first 2 games, it's their series. I think Energy will fight back, but FlyQuest looks like the better team. Over the past 3 weeks, FlyQuest just looks better than Energy. It's going to come down to FlyQuest's defense. If they can hold, serve, and still put up their offensive numbers, they're fine. Energy, I think they just need everyone to step up. Just literally everyone. Like, everyone's been extremely mediocre. Like, Justin was great early on in the season. Kind of cooled down towards the end versus the big teams. They need their passing to click. If they get their passing clicking, FlyQuest will ball chase and Energy will win the series. But if FlyQuest can keep up that pressure and not allow these passes to even, like, begin, FlyQuest probably takes the series. But I'm going to go FlyQuest here over NRG. Next series, EG versus Ghost. So this isn't your traditional 6 seed versus 3 seed, because Ghost and EG played in week 1, and obviously Ghost lost a lot of game 5s. They lost that game 5. Say Ghost wins that game 5, they would be 3-4 at a +1 game differential. EG would be 3-4 at a -1 game differential. EG barely squeaked by at a 4-3 at a +1 game differential right now. So Ghost would actually be a higher seed than EG if just one game went different. If 5 minutes went differently, Ghost is sitting here at the 4 seed, EG sitting at the 5 seed. So this is not your traditional 3 versus 6 where you expect domination from the 3 seed. Ghost seems to be figuring it out every single week. It seems like these 2 teams were growing every single week in my mind. EG kind of stalled out a little bit, and Ghost continues to grow, but Ghost had a lot more... like, they started from a lower floor, and they've been growing. I think they're very close to each other right now. This one's tough. I think EG will take it. I just think if you put the 6 people on paper, like their skills, I think EG just narrowly beats out EG, and I think that's enough to win this series. I'll go 4-2 as well. I think EG will take it. But, like, Lethamyr, he wants to prove people wrong in this series. Like, he left Corrupted G, 3 seasons ago? He left Classics 2 seasons ago. Both of those haven't really worked out. Like, maybe leaving Corrupted G worked out for a season, for sure. But since then, it has not worked out for Lethamyr. So he's got to answer a lot of these questions of, like, leaving these players behind while at the same time keeping a player like Zane Jackie. We'll see if Zane Jackie can really step up. He seems to be one of those players that just sits out on the sideline and, like, he'll make touches here or there. He'll make plays, but it's like he has, like, a 10% opportunity chance to make these plays. Like, it's usually Lethamyr having to do the work. I have liked what Zane has been doing, though, just feeding them the ball, which is good. But I don't know if that's enough for Ghost. So I'm going to go EG here in a 4-2. Next up, we're going to go C9 FlyQuest. FlyQuest, the only team to beat C9 this season. Again, I'm going to say it again here. I said it on studio. I think that loss for Cloud9 was fantastic versus FlyQuest. Kind of a wake-up call, a kick in the pants. And then it made C9 kind of work at it again. I think that's good going into the World Championship. But we'll see if it matters in the regional championship. Well, like, I think Cloud9 is probably going to win it all. Spoilers. I think they mop up FlyQuest this time. I think they figure out their issues, and Cloud9 takes that win. And again, like, I've called FlyQuest a mini C9 that's just worse at everything than C9 is. And I think generally that is true. Still, and I will say it again, if this matchup happens, I think Cloud9 can fix their boost control issues that they had in their first series and take that win. Next up, G2 versus EG. We just saw this match in week number 5. G2 clearly looked like the better team in games 3, 4, and 5. JNeps is on fire right now. JNeps has been playing extremely well. When he's playing extremely well, G2 looks good. I don't see as many mistakes coming out of G2. Besides, like, when Kronovi was hitting crossbars, I haven't seen a lot of defensive mistakes in general from G2. Like, there is some, for sure, but it's not as frequent as it used to be, in my opinion. Like, I haven't seen Rizzo really making a ton of mistakes. But I think G2 is just the better team here. I think they mop up EG pretty handily. I'm going to go 4-1 as well. We'll go to the third place game. FlyQuest versus EG. This one's tough. I think FlyQuest is going to want this way more. than EG, and I think EG, like last season, they finished 4th. I think they finished 4th again. I'm going to go 7 games, though. I think this will be relatively close. I think it comes down to how many chances Corrupted G gets. It feels like he's not getting a ton of opportunities when he's with EG. And FlyQuest, it seems like they're all clicking. They're all clicking at the right time. I'm going to go FlyQuest. I think FlyQuest takes that 3rd place game. And finally, Cloud9 versus G2. Oh, man. Cloud9. Pretty simple. I think Cloud9 is really good right now, and Cloud9 will mop up G2 a bit here. There it is. There's the final. I really like what basically everyone is doing on Cloud9. Like, Torment got the high shooting percentage. I love him moving up and getting some opportunities and just putting the ball in the back of the net. Squishing gimmick, make people miss on defense or force out bad rebounds all the time. The only time C9 looks bad this season is when Squishy is missing shots. And I don't expect that here. I don't expect that in the regional championships. I think C9 gets their 2nd regional championship title for themselves and go in as the 1 seed in North America. G2 takes the 2 seed. FlyQuest takes the 3 seed. And EG takes the 4 seed. So that is my predictions there. Let's go over to EU. Vitality PSG, man. This is the Fruity show. It's Fruity and Fairy Peak. Fs versus Fs. Who's the better F? I would say Fairy. But anyway, Vitality PSG. When Fairy Peak's on, they're looking great. I think Vitality's figuring it out. PSG's also pretty hot coming into this. Huge 3-0 over Fnatic. It's been the Fruity show, and I think Scrub can cancel out Fruity on the defensive side. I think Scrub will play a great defensive effort, cancel out Fruity, and then I don't think they'll have enough Shawset and Farah to cancel out Fairy and Pashy. I think Vitality wins this series. This is huge for both teams because PSG, last season, they ended their season to Vitality as well, and that started the whole PSG downswing with Bluey. Vitality knocked him out last season. Vitality wants to go back as well to the World Championship. Like, they finished in 9th. Pashy's been there almost every single season. Fairy Peak's been there almost every single season recently. And, of course, Scrub Killer. Like, I think, once again, for the RLCS in general, I think it's great to have Scrub Killer there. But on the other side, PSG, DreamHack champions, man. That was just in January. Shawset and Farah were champions. They have a title. And they really want some redemption because everyone's going to be talking about Vitality. Everyone's going to be talking about them. PSG wants to prove why they're one of the best. And that's even with dropping Bluey last second and picking up Fruity. So this is a series-defining moment, I think, for PSG, for Farah and Shawset. Because who knows? If they lose this, there could be more roster moves on the horizon there. Vitality, they want to go, for sure. And I don't think they make a roster move yet, but who knows? Maybe one of them leaves for a different team. You never know. But I think Vitality will win the series. I think they will shut down Fruity and get the win. But I'm excited to watch that series. It should be very interesting. Weedham Girls Mouse. Mouse is one of the worst statistical teams that has ever made playoffs, in my opinion. Or not really opinion, but with stats. Like, I don't know the exact numbers of the other ones, but pretty bad. They're like they're very similar to Denial when they took out G2. So there's still a chance. But Denial had some pretty bad offensive stats as well. Mouse, just like, they started to click. They started to click this week again, which I like to see. And that's what makes this match interesting is they started to look good versus Flipside. They, lost 3-2, and what was the final score? It was a 3-0, but they won the 2 overtimes. They were battling back, but again, their offense, not great. Put up 2 goals, 1 goal, 2 goals, 2 goals. They're going to have to put up more numbers versus Weedham Girls. I think Weedham Girls will score enough to dismantle that. They didn't score a lot this week, though, so keep that in mind. They only had 1 3-goal game. Every other game was 1 goal. Every other game. So Weedham Girls has to find that offense again, but I think they will versus Mouse. I think they get this win pretty handily. Mouse, I lost all confidence in going into week 5, but I gained back a little bit. Mouse definitely has a chance here because they looked better. They look better on the defensive side. If they can shut down Weedham Girls and keep these low-scoring games, it's possible. But I think Weedham Girls will get that offense going, and they will win. Next up, Dig versus Vitality. This was a good series to end league play. Vitality has a chance here. That is for sure. But I think Dig will take it in a 4-2 because it's Dignitas. They're really good. So it's the first time ever that points per game or goals plus assists per game, all three members of Dignitas were number 1, 2, and 3. They set a million records. We talked about it in the studio. They're really good. They're really good. They have great vision. They know how to predict passes very well. They're just insane. They're insane. 3 of the best players in the world on a team, not fair. Next up, Flipside versus Weedham Girls. Cooks here is pretty good at Rocket League as well. Putting up really good numbers this season, as well as last season. And I think one of the things that everyone thought was like, will Cooks here ever leave Flipside and join a better team? Because his teammates sometimes have been a little bit lacking. Well, Mystic and Yukio stepped up week 5, game 5s. They won 2 game 5s, and both of them stepped up big. That's what Flipside needs to beat Weedham Girls. Weedham Girls, they're slowing down a bit. That's for sure. They're definitely slowing down a bit while Flipside's getting hot. But, to be fair, Flipside went to 5 games versus Mouse and Complexity. 2 teams that have not looked great this season. So I worry a little bit about Flipside. I think Weedham Girls takes this series. I'm going to go a 4-3 because that'll be fun. I want to see 7 games. But I think Weedham Girls takes it. Because Weedham Girls is kind of cooling off. But they played Dig and Vitality, who I think might be the 2 best teams in Europe still. And Flipside, they were looking really good. But this past week, Mouse and Complexity are not the greatest opponents. And they went to 5 versus both. Now, you could say that it's Complexity and Mouse playing better. But I still think that's somewhat on Flipside as well. There was a lot of scoring chances that Flipside missed. Luckily, they still won those series. They had some miracle saves also by Yukio that you just can't expect every single series. So I'm going to go Weedham Girls here. I'm going to go 4-3. Next up, we'll do the 3rd place game. Vitality versus Flipside. I think Vitality is the 2nd best team in Europe. I'm still going to say it. But that's only when Fairy Peak is on. I expect Fairy Peak to be on again this week. I'm going to give a 4-1 shellacking for Vitality, and Flipside will go in as the 4 seed for Europe. Dig versus Weedham Girls. You know, Dig's really good. It's pretty simple. I actually think this is a statement. This is a statement series. Dig will get the 4-0 to finish off their, like, the greatest season in RLCS history, and they will get the 4-0 over Weedham Girls. And that's where we will finish. Dignitas, the number 1 seed. Weedham Girls, the number 2 seed. Vitality, the number 3 seed. Flipside, the number 4 seed, with Mouse and PSG being eliminated. All I got to say is good luck to all the teams out there. This is the most heartbreaking weekend for 2 of these teams for sure. And especially with $1 million on the line. It's in Vegas. It's the biggest crowd ever. Everyone wants to celebrate Rocket League for a week. When the players come out, they come out on Tuesday, and we basically celebrate Rocket League for 6 days, or whatever it is. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, 6 days. I can't count. We hang out for 3 days. They practice for 3 days as well. And then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are game time. Insane crowd. Meeting fans. Just playing amazing Rocket League in front of these fans. And then someone gets crowned a champion. Only one team goes away extremely happy. Other teams do by making day 3s and stuff like that. But all in all, one team will be super happy. But the best part about Rocket League in general is everyone is really, really happy and having a good time Sunday night. We go to the after party. We hang out with all the players. Everything is done. You put everything behind you, and you hang out and you have a good time. And you talk with the players, you talk with the casters, you talk with the fans. And it's just like, man, what a great season. And that's how that's what we live for. Like, when we're in studio for 6 weeks in a row, it can get mentally draining. Soon as we go to a live crowd, everyone gets energized. Players get energized because they've been at home for the past few months. Casters get energized because everyone's there watching and meeting and saying how they love us, yada, yada, yada. We take a million pictures. It's amazing. So come out to Vegas if you are not planning on it, or if you are planning on it, bring your voice. Bring your claps. Bring your chants. Bring everything, because we want this to be the best show ever. London was absolutely amazing. Probably going to be hard to make it even better than London, but we want it to be better, or we want it to be equal to London. So come out, be excited, say how much you love the players when you see them. If you see them after losses, I'll respect that they might be a little bit down, but also, like, just tell them how much, like, you enjoy watching them play. That's what players love to hear. That's what we all love to hear. So come out with your best spirits. Let's celebrate Rocket League, and let's have a great time in Vegas. But enjoy the regional championships. That's it for me. That's it for my speech. I'm really excited to see what 8 teams we get. And then that's it. We got, what, about 4 weekends, I think. It's 4 weekends away. It's a little bit less than a month. And we will crown our Season 6 champions. $200,000 for first place for that event. That's insane. So I'm really excited. I hope you guys are too. And yeah, that'll do it for me. We'll see you this weekend, I guess. So, adios.